One thing the president had when he was running for election last time around, and you were in that race for a while, so you know, was he seemed to have an ability to connect with and inspire people, and you know that this time around you've been criticized as someone who doesn't have that ability. Some have said our president doesn't have it as president versus as a campaigner either. But this has been a recurring theme with you. And they point to things like you've been making some gaffes, Governor. You're talking about people ask you about football, and you talk about how you know the NFL owners. They ask you about NASCAR, and you talk about how you know some, racing owners. You talk about Ann's 2 Cadillacs, and people say, he can't relate. He's so rich. He can't relate to the rest of us. Megyn, why do you keep doing that?
Megyn, guess what? I made a lot of money. I've been very successful. I'm not going to apologize for that. I know the DNC tries to push this out, and they get it on the mainstream media networks, and that's where you guys see it, and everybody laughs about it, because in this country, we want someone who can help other people become successful. This is a nation which is not going to choose our president based on these little innuendos and personal attacks. We're going to choose a president based on keeping America safe, keeping Iran from having a nuclear weapon, restoring freedom in this country, retaining the ability of Americans to have confidence that their kids' future is brighter than their own past. This is what America's looking for. They want a real leader in the White House for the first time in 3 years. And I believe that I can bring that to this White House. You know,
you're struggling, though, with the folks who make less than $100,000. Even in the states you've won, you've struggled with that.
No, let me tell you.
In Ohio?
You don't win 1 million more votes than anyone else in this race by just appealing to high-income Americans. I've been able to have support and have support from people, Tea Party supporters, men and women. I've got good support with women in our party. You just saw the poll that you showed me with independents. Those aren't all wealthy people. Right? These are average Americans.
Most of America's not.
Yeah, most of America's not. These are Americans that want someone who can help us as a nation lift our citizens with better jobs and better incomes and can get America strong again. I know how to do that. I understand the economy, not because I've debated the economy in a subcommittee of Congress. I understand the economy because I've been in it. Yeah. I've lived it. And if we're going to get someone to help get this country on track again, it's going to have to be someone from outside Washington who's had the real experience of creating jobs. I have. One
thing that's been an albatross around your neck, not from your campaign's perspective, but from Rick Santorum's, is Romney Care. Our viewers know, obviously, that you backed that in Massachusetts, and they want to know whether this is going to be an issue for you against Barack Obama. You have said repeatedly, look, I'm for states figuring out what they want to do. That's what Massachusetts did. I don't back a national mandate, a national health care program like we've seen with the president's health care law. Mm-hmm. But now, on the internet and otherwise, some people are circulating a clip of you back in the last campaign during an ABC News debate in which Charlie Gibson asked you a question about national mandates, and you seemed to back them. I'm going to play you the clip and then give you the chance to respond. Here it is.
The system has mandates in Massachusetts, although you've backed away from mandates on a national basis.
No, I like mandates. The mandates work.
Beg your pardon?
I didn't
know you were going to admit that.
No, absolutely.
You like mandates.
Let me tell you what kind of mandates I like, Fred, which is this.
The ones you come up with.
Here's my view. If somebody can afford insurance and decides not to buy it, and then they get sick, they ought to pay their own way, as opposed to expect government to pay their way. And that's an American principle. That's a principle of personal responsibility.
So Charlie Gibson said that you had backed away from mandates on a national basis, and you said, no, I like mandates.
You know, as you said, as you introduced this topic, people have looked at this topic 100 times, more than 100 times. I have allowed and agree that a state should have the capacity, if it wants to have a health care mandate. We had that in my state.
Well, why'd you say that there about a national mandate?
You know, time and again, I pointed out I'm not in favor of a health care plan that includes a national mandate. I do not include that. And we can go through all of the clips from all of the debates. I put a presentation together describing my health care plan when I ran last time, and in that I said not national program, state by state. Let each state craft its own program. Look, this thing. If you want to go back, all right. The answer is I believe that we should get rid of Obamacare. It's a disaster. It's going to cost $1 trillion plus.
Thank you, sir. We'll be right back.